Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/AskReddit. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Nsfw, what's the scariest thing you've seen on the internet? Prepare your shit. Nsfl. Dude, what are you doing? Even in Reddit, there are limits for sharing stuff like that. Deleted. If you can correctly guess your own post number, I'll tell you where her body is buried. Turns out it's a lot harder to strangle people than it looks in the movies. Some of you guys are alright, don't go to school tomorrow. Just the top 3 I can think of. Oh yeah, I remember that second one. I was there when he posted that original thread. Crazy how he kills a woman and first thing he thinks is to share it on 4chan. Some context on the first one? One that I will never forget is this video of a guy who dives into the sea, and as he jumps he first hits the pavement with his face, only then getting into the water. People started screaming as he failed the dive, and minutes later the sea turned completely red from the blood. But wait, it gets worse. He is recovered from the sea and taken to the hospital. We then see his face completely severed in half, and the doctors are trying to put his face back together while he is still breathing. We can literally see everything inside his face. I've watched a lot of shit, but this one stuck with me. I kept remembering this video for weeks. Link. Nsfl for most Redditors. The infamous brick video. I still think of it every time I'm behind a truck or anything like that. Man, you're not kidding. I've seen people get killed in GIFs, but hearing loved ones' reactions like that is on another level. I've seen some fucked up shit, but that's the only one to stick with me, just hearing them. The scariest is something that I experienced. Before Facebook ever existed, I used to chat with a ton of people in chat rooms and such. Most of them were, according to them, preteen and teenagers like myself who were simply lonely. 6 years later I'm in my mid-teens and Facebook is thing. Not thinking I sign up for an account using the same email from my chat days, where I kept touch with some of those people for a time. Over half of the results when it used my email to find friends were middle-aged men. I stopped using the internet to talk to people after that. Hey, it's me, your internet pal. It might have been their parents. Back in the day, everyone in the family used the same email. The Gauntlet, the top 50 hardest to watch videos on the internet. If you can make it through all of them, you truly have no soul. I'm a ginger. But I still don't think I could do it. Saved for later. Need to lose some more soul first. This, Nsfw, Nsfl. Deleted. The Ask a Rapist thread, while it was still going. Thousands of responses of people who raped women, who insisted that it wasn't rape, and that she asked for it, or how they were owed it. How they roofied women, how they pressured women into doing it with blackmail, or extortion, and worst of all, how they justified doing it. Just the same 4 or 5 different excuses in different forms, again and again and again. People described how they did it too, and people responded with, "Yeah, don't worry bro, lol, she can't press charges," or "that wasn't rape since she didn't scream, cause she was unconscious." The thread after it from a forensic psychologist saying how bad an idea that thread was even worse. I know you're not supposed to let shit you read color how you think of people, but holy fucking shit. There were so many posts, so many comments. Made the mistake of watching a drug cartel video of a beheading with a chainsaw. Yeah. Too much. I'll never forget the look on their faces. So calm. Just accepting their fate. Sometimes I reflect on that video and wish they would attempt to escape somehow and die on their own terms, you know. Few years back somehow I mentioned to my mother that you can actually witness people dying online. She didn't believe me. I told her to take my word for it and not to watch any of these videos, but she didn't listen. The next morning Dad told me that my mother came out of her room crying after watching 3 guys get beheaded with a chainsaw. I wanted to say I told you so, but I held my tongue. That Korean scare comic. Not gonna link it cause I don't want to look for it. I inadvertently broke a friend's laptop once when I sent him the link to it. We were chatting on Facebook, and I was telling him about it, leaving out the main bit obviously. He came back and said he could cope. So I sent it, and the next thing I knew was him going offline and him sending me a text that said something along the lines of "fuck you, I just threw my laptop on the floor. I saw a video called, at the time, Unknown Russian Soldier in the late 90s I think. It was my first real encounter with true gore, and it shocked me to the core. It shows a man lying in some gravel with a boot firmly planted on the right side of his shaved head, pinning him down. His throat is then sawn out with all of the accompanying sounds you'd imagine. He bleeds out. I guess I knew that people were bad sometimes, but seeing that brought the human condition to light for me in a way that truly frightened and horrified me. I'm fairly certain that it cauterized something in my mind because now gore doesn't bother me too much. Supernatural and scary stories pale in comparison to the realization I had when I saw that video. Seeing what people are capable of doing to other people is the thing that bothers me more than any other. That girl who did extreme amounts of self-harm to herself. I believe she had a Tumblr page that got taken down and she's more than likely dead. The photos are just fucking horrifying to look at and makes you wonder how she made it so far in the first place. Imager Nsfw. This one? I'm hoping she was just a really gifted makeup artist. Welcome to the land of the blue links. It shall forever remain blue as I dive into the incognito realm. Why do these posts always turn into gore fests? Gore isn't scary. It's gross. OP asked for scary. Doesn't have to be vomit-inducing to be scary. The Paris catacombs lost man footage. Fuck that shit. As Above So Below was a decent horror film about the catacombs. It had a few good jump scares, creepy setting, and a pretty enjoyable storyline. It was like a Tomb Raider horror movie. Dude, the Paris catacombs are the most fascinating things ever. I would totally fucking sneak into there. I probably wouldn't drop my camera and likely only source of light and run away like a little bitch though. That sub on here with the pictures of the cute dead chicks. I don't know why it's scary to think that people might sexually violate your corpse, but it is. Especially if they're going to post pictures of it, and you just know people are getting off to that. Thing is, they aren't even cute. It's mostly just corpses of women that died gruesomely and mostly just blood, gore and guts rather than cute, like rotten.com. The comments on there are truly what is sickening though. It's like being dead, and then having the most unappealing gruesome photo of them being circulated online forever and ever and being said sick and sexually derogatory things about. It's all submitted by one account. There's a website that lets you email someone from any email account, so long as it exists. How much this could fuck someone's professional life up is just crazy. Well, about 12 years ago I had a friend who showed me how to use Putty, an SSH/Telnet client, to send an email to anyone from any email address you chose, real or not. He of course confirmed it by sending me a few from random email accounts we named in the moment. Now I do not quite remember the procedure, but it certainly wasn't very hard. Most spam filters detect fishy email headers, so it's unlikely you'd get success with this today. When I was a kid, from about 4 to 6 years old, I had an imaginary friend. His name was John Crossan. I would see him as a little blonde boy about my age. This went on for a while and my parents thought it was cute. I remember we went camping once. I had an experience where John revealed himself. He was really this giant District Picniccio looking thing. It really scared me. So, I stopped playing with my imaginary friend. I told my parents I wasn't playing with John anymore. I really didn't tell them why. I told him he was gone and wasn't coming back. Now, my parents managed the APT building we lived in. About 2 weeks after the camping trip, we had a new person move into the building. His name was John Crossan. They wanted me to meet him because they thought it was a funny coincidence. I didn't want to, obviously. I think we were all a bit freaked out. 3 guys, 1 hammer always sticks into my head. And in his. The Bjork Stalker's video diary. Ricardo Lopez records his effort to kill the pop singer with a mail bomb. It is chilling to witness his rapid separation from reality, which ends with his on-camera suicide after mailing off the bomb. There is an edited-down version, but all 20 videos are on Live Leak. I didn't know Bjork had a stalker. She is like the last person in the world that should ever bet hurt by anyone. I just want to thank the wonderful people who described the awful shit in these links, so that I could make it through this post without having to see anything. A man bathing in shit and semen. Don't watch it, you will regret it. I almost got sick reading those words. I will literally never watch that video again after I jizz. Different strokes for different folks, lol. There is a recent video of a man in a South American prison being forced to eat a corpse while having burning plastic dripped onto him by other prisoners. It's dark and looks like what you think hell would be. Yeah, but him and the other guy abducted and then murdered a 7-year-old with a rock when the parents couldn't pay ransom. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.